Now, hear what he just said right there about all the hours worked. Isn't it nice when you have investments that the investments are working that hard 24/7 for you?
Absolutely.
365 in the background.
Absolutely.
Shout out to my T-shares. Shout out to all your staking yields and stuff. It's there. The price can fluctuate over time, but if you're in a good industry like crypto, it tends to go up like this, and then on top of that, the yield is paying you in coins.
Nice.
Which is really great. And so that's all about like that. My main thing is trying to get people into the capital class, as well as like I do always recommend like now. I'm an entrepreneur. I've always worked for myself. I've always worked in like if I didn't work for myself.
But you're entrepreneur, not entrepreneur.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah,
there's a difference, right?
There's a
Because
difference,
everybody can say they're entrepreneur, but they're really poor, and they're not really. They're not really moving forward, right? They're busy being busy. You're being successful at it, right? Does that make sense?
No, it makes sense. Yeah, but I mean, even a person that just hangs up the shingle and there's just a solopreneur. If they're a solopreneur, because that's how I started too. I was a solopreneur, but no matter what, when I was working for somebody, I was working for my family, either my uncle or my father and stuff, and that was just like I worked for the family, and then eventually I made my own sort of thing. I think a lot of people would benefit because if you have that work, I had that work ethic. I bet you I could have made it in Amazon. Working that many, because that's how crazy I am.
Yeah, you could have.
But I'd rather work under my own thing.
Well, the problem is too when you taste freedom for the first time, independence. I don't know how to explain it. I've never been addicted to a drug, but I'll compare it to somebody being addicted to. It's a natural high you get. Where I remember when the day I walked out of this recruiting agency in Bellevue, I saw Jerry Maguire. I was there 18 months.
Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire. And I got so motivated. I had my mission statement, right?
Yeah.
Less is more, right? And I was doing 80% of the, like, I do all the work and I get like 20% and the company keep 80.
Yeah.
And then I would go down the hallway in the empty lawyer's office on the cell phone doing side deals. And I had my one client. I said, I'm taking the goldfish. Who's coming with me? And I had no money. But I couldn't sleep. I was so excited to be independent. Right. It was just a feeling. It was like a natural high of endorphins that kicked in. And once you have that taste of freedom where you're like, hey, you're working really hard. I'm taking Friday off. I'm going to catch a flight. I'm going to go to Orange County, whatever. You can't do that with a job. You have to ask permission. You work 365 days a year, and you have to ask for 2 weeks off.
Right. Permission. From daddy.
Right? Permission. And so once you do that, like McGill said, even if he has humble beginnings, that's why you don't buy liabilities. You invest in assets. You don't buy a $140,000 car until you warrant that ability to have all that money you've been making.
Right.
Like their first betting, what do you do with it? You put it aside. You have to sustain yourself for 6 months. Right? So going back to your question, did they overhire? I think they didn't. I don't think those companies really overhired. I think what happened is employees are expendable. The whole notion of job security is an oxymoron statement.
Yeah.
And so now all these people are, I can't believe it. What am I going to do? What did you think was going to happen? A lot of people that post that stuff on LinkedIn, they're saying, I can't believe this happened. They're people that have never been through a recession.
Right. It's a lot of millennials and Zoomers for the first time.
I sold myself, 8 years. What do I do? It's like, there's no job security.
Right.
And the people have the golden parachute, they write them a big check. See you, Bob. See you, Lisa. Here's your, 3.5 million, 20 million, whatever.
Yep.
We got to let you go. So,
damn.